Welcome to another edition of Very Vogue with me, Val Kleinhans. The lovely Tara Gazdik is in the building. Tara is one of my favorite content creators on Instagram and a fashionista and Minnesota. Tara, I love your style, and you're here because you're very Vogue. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Thank you for having me and inviting me and thinking that I should do this.
Yeah, I absolutely wanted you to do this. I love your sense of style. That is actually the first thing that made me gravitate toward you and your page. Also, your bio that has a hilarious line that says, "If online shopping were an Olympic sports." I'm
Yeah.
more of an online shopper myself too. What are your thoughts on online shopping versus shopping in store?
So, okay, plus size, and we're going to digress for a second because people try to
Mhm.
tell me I'm not plus size, which it's like the opposite of body shaming, which is kind of weird.
Oh yeah.
Like you're told you're too small or you're too big. But I'm generally like a US 18
Okay.
depending. Like unfortunately I don't have the boobs of a plus size person, but I do have the hips.
Damn.
So yeah, it's not fair, right? You want the opposite. But so it's hard to find stuff in store because trying to find like a size 18 is hard.
Mhm.
So I started finding things online, and obviously over the course of the years, brands have gotten way better about offering their selections online. So
Right.
I'm a proponent of knowing your measurements, making sure that you go find things you like, because I also am like a huge Google person. So if I find something I like on someone else, but that store doesn't carry my size, you're going to find something similar somewhere else. So
Facts.
I am a huge online shopper, and that's why it's kind of a joke, because I probably spend more than I should ever. I don't have kids, so it's like an entire kids education through my
Right.
online
Dude.
every year.
Every year. No, but honestly, like for me, it's the convenience of it, and it's the fact that if you know your measurements, I think you're absolutely right. You can
Yeah.
you're pretty successful with online shopping as it is. You got to do what's convenient for you. And hey, it's 2023. We have it. It's available. I mean, if you're in the store and you happen to be in the store, different
Mhm.
story. But
I
it's
don't I
it's
don't
it's
mind the
oh,
stores. I mean, I'm not like one of those people that I don't want to go into a dressing room. I mean, no one wants to, but especially over like the pandemic, you
mhm.
weren't into dressing rooms. So it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna find all my stuff online, and it just becomes so easy. And everyone's so good about the return policy. And
Mm.
they make it so convenient that I would rather try it on at home and just now I actually have a printer. Before I used to have to like, print it off at work to return
Oh,
like
oh my God, yes.
or
Oh,
email someone else to print for me.
we do still need printers, don't we? I got rid
Right.
of mine at home, and then I think about a month later, I regretted it. I regret
Yeah.
like getting rid of it, and I'm like, ah. But I use my office one too. We all do.
Yeah. I mean,
Just keep
yeah,
it
there's
moving.
so many jokes about that. But even like the post office now, they have
Mm,
you can just show them a QR code sometimes. Not all the time, but like
really?
same as like UPS and FedEx, like they'll scan your QR code, they have your label printed for you. It's insane. Like I would gladly
Done.
pay $3 for the convenience of that. Like I don't want to have a printer.
Uh-oh, we ain't got time of that. What made me hit follow again was also your sense of style. And it's a little bit like mine, a little bit rock and roll, a little feminine,
Mhm.
a lot of earth tones. But how would you describe your style in your own words?
Um, I I honestly I don't think I've ever sat down. I'm trying to add color. Black is my
Mm,
jam. I love black. I love band tees. My husband tells me that I'm kind of a tomboy, but I'm not. Like I love a red lip. I love, a tight outfit. I love to look hot. So I
facts.
just feel like for me, I would love to say that I'm edgy, but I know I'm not a lot of the times. It's kind of like, can we say like edgy Midwestern suburban? Is that a thing? Can we
Edgy
make
Midwestern, no, it's definitely a thing ever since, especially since I moved here. Other people
Yeah,
stare at me and they're like, huh? And I'm like,
yeah.
dude, we were doing this in Pittsburgh well before.
Mhm.
Like, but I love Minnesota. All respect to Minnesota. It's been wonderful for my family, for the past 7.5 years that I've lived here. But
Yeah.
sometimes it's a little plain, and sometimes I look around and I'm like, I need to shake this up. But so like wearing black is
Yeah.
like edgy here, like for Minnesota.
Yeah. And I'm trying to like get into I love to think that I'm grunge, but I'm probably not very grunge. But like for me, that's what I would love to aspire to be. But when you work in like corporate America and all that
Yeah,
stuff, it just
it's
kind of
hard.
like you have limitations on what you can and can't do. So
Mhm.
working from home's been great because it's like I just kind of get to do whatever I want any day, and most of the time it doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
you'll
Well, is that why you invest in like the statement pieces that maybe you add like the fun flannel on for a grunge effect later? Or there's ways to do it because I have
Mhm.
that problem too with balancing. I mean, I do what every other Minnesotan does in the world, and I work at Mayo Clinic, so
Yeah,
corporate job. Okay,
very
so
corporate.
but and you can kind of have fun, but there's definitely limits. Like, can I walk in with leopard print trousers? Yes, I can if I have
Yeah.
like a solid top or
Yeah.
whatever. But can I go full Doc Martens with like a flannel and a band tee? No, no, you
Hmm.
cannot. So,
Hmm.
how do you like to find a compromise between those two worlds?
I generally pick one thing. Okay, so as a follower, you probably notice I really only wear one pair of shoes, and it's my Tom's boots, and I love them. And
Yeah, they're amazing.
they're basic, and I have them in like four colors because for me, it's like I wear them all winter, and I just vary between the three colors. I'm not a huge like shoe person, and to be honest, I'm
Mm.
not a huge like accessories. Like I have, obviously I wear rings and I wear earrings like studs, but I don't like take them out for the most part. I have fun stuff, but to me it's just such a hassle, and I used to have glasses, so I got
Oh, okay.
used to not wearing a lot of accessories, like jewelry style accessories, because when you have your glasses, that is your accessory. um
Mm.
but I would say mostly what I tend to do is I pick one item I want to wear and then I build my outfit around it, which generally a lot of
Okay.
my stuff is mix and match. So it doesn't take too much effort. But like I did just recently buy a purse that I loved. And I was like, well, I'm going to design an outfit around a purse, which I haven't done ever because,
Yeah.
again, I just have basic like black purses and they're interchangeable and
Yeah, we all do. I just did that with this beautiful neon green purse from the
ooh,
Gabriella Carifa Johnson line at Target that just came out. And it's this
yeah,
bright, beautiful neon. And I was like, let me go add an outfit around that
yeah,
because I'm seeing green neon blazer,
yep.
beautiful leather trousers. Like, let's go. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can have fun that way and build an outfit around different things or get creative with it. To me, that's the best part about fashion is playing with those fabrics and those colors. And you could build it to suit your mood or whatever you're feeling. You could do it anytime. It's
For real,
awesome.
I need you to send me that link because now I want that purse.
Oh, it's in the link highlight. Trust me. It's no, it's beautiful. But that's what I'm saying. Like something that simple, you can build an outfit around. It's whatever grabbed your attention. Because if it speaks to you, I think there's a reason for it. It is a form of art to me,
Hmm.
for
I
sure.
I love it. And to be honest, having the page, which, the reason I started it was because as a size 18, I would get asked by other friends of mine who have very similar body types, like
Where'd
where
you
I'm
get your
finding my
clothes?
clothes.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where I followed so many mid-size, and they call themselves mid-size when they're like, I think like an 8 to 14, and
Yeah, I'm on the upper end of that. And
yeah,
I still don't even know what my label is. I call
I
myself
don't know.
mid-size because I think that's what other people are doing, but I don't even
Yeah.
know.
I honestly just identify with whatever size you want. I don't care. But they're telling me that they needed to find stuff, and I was like, well, here's how I find it. And then it was, well, I buy stuff online, but I don't ever like find stuff that I like. And it's like, well, you got to figure out the
Mm,
shape you like and look for things that are similar, and that's kind of like your training wheels. And
yeah.
we already discussed like knowing your measurements, like 100%. And I know women hate knowing their measurements. I know it, but if you don't know them, you're going to waste so much time and energy and money having to return stuff all the time. It's like
Right.
at this point, I I return a lot from Amazon, I'll be honest, just because Amazon's so hit and miss, but
Yeah,
every
yeah.
other brand, if I buy it, I'm not usually returning it because I know that it's going to fit me. So it just starting it that way was great for me. And then being on like having this page, I'm getting the opportunity of people sending me product that I wouldn't normally pick myself. Um,
Yes.
and so that's been fun. Like I just had this denim bodysuit from a brand that I just like shared this week. And it's hot. Like I love it, but I never would
I
have
know
thought
this one.
about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw it. This was the one where you were talking about 90s versus 40s body
Yes.
ideals, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. That was such an interesting concept to me because you're absolutely right. In the
Right.
90s, it's heroin chic, it's
Yeah,
thin,
and I
no
didn't
curves
write that in my
whatsoever.
caption that was influenced by a brand. I didn't want to put heroin chic, but
You-
100% it's
But that's what it
heroin
is.
chic, you know?
I grew up in the 90s. Like I
Mhm.
think I'm 33. I'm assuming we're probably pretty close in
Yep,
age, just
similar.
based on what we've
Yep.
okay. So we've seen Kate Moss, we saw Winona Ryder, we saw, all these beautiful women, Cindy Crawford and Paris Hilton, and all these,
Mhm.
people getting attention for not really looking like the rest of the
They
world.
have like no
Let's be
hips,
real.
they're
Yeah,
small busts,
right.
and then you have, oh man, I'm blanking on her name, the actress, Goop.
Oh, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Thank you. Gwyneth
Right, right,
Paltrow,
right.
like the iconic 90s, but you like listen to her talk about, and this isn't me. Again, I'm not trying to like downplay anyone else and what they do. And like it's their
Mm-hmm.
body and what they consider healthy. But like just recently listening to her talk about she eats bone broth and that's like her meal. And it's like
I saw that too. I
that
was like, how? I would
the
be
fact that we're
starving.
talking about that, yeah, like it makes me really nervous. Like, and so many people commentating who are way more involved in this space, in the fashion space, than I will ever be, but talking about the runways that they've been at and like such limited amount of body variety. And it's
Mm,
scary because the 90s fashion is back, but that doesn't mean the body has to be, because it wasn't
right.
it being a kid in the 90s, and I've always been, chubby and overweight, and I had two sisters that are beautiful, and they of course never put me down like that.
Right.
You look at your sisters and you compare yourself and it's like they fit that ideal and I didn't, and it was like it took
Mm.
forever to be able to find clothes that fit me even through college. Like they didn't really have, I would shop in the guys section, and that's part of the reason tomboy is kind of my style, because it's like you'd go to the guys section and get an XL band tee and you can make it work.
Oh,
So
that's got to be hard. Like I had somewhat conservative parents, so if I started
mm,
buying like guy stuff, they would be like, "Ugh, you're not fitting into the female ideal," and it's just like,
yeah.
this is what I prefer to wear. Like,
Yeah.
was that ever a challenge for you, just shopping in different sections and having to navigate that just in general?
I think it's still, I don't shop in the guy section a lot, but I'll buy jackets and shirts
Right,
and
or belts, like a basic black
hats
belt, please
sometimes.
save
Yeah.
yourself $15 and just go get it
Exactly.
from.
But part of the thing is, to that point, like you say it's a woman's 2X is the same as a guy's X. And then it's like you go buy it and it's like a $40 difference. I'm making that up, but you know what I mean? Like
It is, yeah.
it's ridiculous. So if you find something you like buy it. Why not? And you go, and
Yeah,
some things are unisex, like any graphic tee basically is unisex at this point.
pretty
But
much.
I wouldn't say my mom, of course, and I was always a little bit different than my sisters. I would say I was more of the emo of the
Welcome to
of the
the club.
group.
Hi, I'm Val. I'm the chapter leader. You are now a member.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I
No, no, no. I had
just
those
the other
same
day I
battles with
had
my
my
mom.
Spotify like 1990s emo playlist on brand new on repeat. Like I'm
Oh,
into it. Like
hell
that's
yeah.
my life.
Yeah.
But for me, it was just always kind of like I had a lot of edgier for Minnesota friends that would wear the spiked belts and the Doc Martens. And
Right.
my mom didn't get that because that wasn't who she was, but she was never like, you can't wear that. My mom is always 100% whatever you want to wear as long as you feel confident, like good to go. Uh
Mm,
don't get me wrong, like my mom and my grandma and everyone in my family, same thing all women do. You compare your body and talk about things you don't like and how you need to
right.
lose a few pounds, and like stuff like that wasn't the best hearing when you're bigger growing up, but it was never meant to be malicious or, hurtful or anything like that. So I would say my mom's always supported me as much as she could.
Yeah, beautiful. What do you think it took to, I guess the way I want to phrase this is just really embrace your curves and who you are the way that we did in, society did back in the 40s, like you mentioned in that one post. How
Yeah.
did we build that confidence? How did we come to that point?
I mean, honestly, I talk about it all the time. Confidence is not a natural ability. I don't care what people say. It's
Right.
not natural. You have
No.
to practice it. It is a skill that every time you put something on and you say, "Oh, I don't like this. I don't like how my stomach looks in that," you have to tell yourself to shut the fuck up and just wear it.
Yep.
Like, I'm sorry, I don't feel good in this, but if I'm out there and I'm having a good time, and 9 times out of 10, when I wear something I'm not sure I feel confident in, I get complimented on it. So,
Yeah.
someone randomly in the store, someone be like, "Oh my God, I love that." And it's always women. Obviously, men are, well, sometimes men can be creepy, but it's not men commenting.
Most of the time I find them oblivious,
Yeah.
just plain oblivious. Sometimes creepy, but mostly oblivious,
Yeah.
just not aware. Women are aware because we
Mhm.
appreciate the effort because we know what we're
Yeah.
going through.
Mm-hmm. And I'm very adamant, similar. Like if I see something I like, I don't like to just, I'll be like, "Oh my God, I love your shirt." Or, and maybe that's a
Mm,
Midwest thing. I don't know, but I just like to spread positivity and make people feel like they're killing it if they're killing it. So
yeah.
I would say the biggest thing I would say is you have to just do it. It's not something it, did you see the thing from Megan Fox today, even talking about how she hates her body? Like I think that just came out today. Like
How can Megan Fox hate? Huh?
she has the ideal body type for every woman because she's the one we all want to be, right? And she's talking about
Right.
how she has body dysmorphia and she's never liked how she looked. Like it is
Uh,
a trap. If you are worried about how other people are going to feel about how you look, you're never going to be happy. So you just need to
facts.
own it yourself and you need to wear what you want to wear. And if it is a little quirky, own it. Like it doesn't have to be perfect. Not every outfit I wear is a win. Like there's many outfits I wear halfway through the day. I'm like, I'm never going to wear this outfit again. Cause it's just like, it starts to get baggy or it just doesn't fit right or,
Mm,
feels weird, stuff like that. I don't know.
yeah. Or the shoes that were like one
Yeah.
size too small that you tried to make work real hard because they're really,
Yeah.
really cute. But
Mhm.
the end of the day, they're still too small and they're
Yep.
giving you blisters, and you're like, nah, fam. It's a no for me. I
Yeah.
can't.
But I've been loving embracing like mom jeans, dad jeans, stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
I never thought I would wear. I will not get rid of my skinny jeans. I don't care. Like Gen Z can tell me as much as they want that they're out. They're going to come back in 10 years anyway. So I'm just going to keep on to them. They look good. They make your ass look nice. Like, why would you get rid of them? Right. But
Yeah.
I do love the 90s jean coming back just because it's fun to do now when you are practicing self-confidence than when we were in the 90s and it felt like I was wearing so many layers to hide my body. Now it feels like I'm
Oh.
doing it to accentuate or I'm doing it because it makes me feel good versus wearing, the sweatshirts and the oversized shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah, almost like you're getting a second chance at having the fun that you originally wanted to have. That's how I felt like,
Yeah.
because when I was, when I was a child in the 90s, under 10 through
Yep.
most of it. And your parents tell you what to wear and what not to wear at that age. You don't really get much of a say.
Mm-hmm.
So it's refreshing that now not only have these trends come back that I eyed as a kid saying, "Ooh, that looks cool and I want to do that someday."
Mm-hmm.
Now we get to style it our own way and we get to do it, it's just you can have so much fun with it, and it's the nostalgia on top of it is just the chef's kiss. I'm here for it.
100%. Like crop tops are 100% something I never would have wore. I'm still not super, and again, not super confident exposing my midriff, but I'm going to do it now because it's cute and I'm a mid 30-year-old woman. Like I can do what I
Yeah,
want.
yeah, that's facts. Well, so I wanted to ask this too, because you love the alpha photos and you post a lot of yours, mostly I think indoors, sometimes outdoors,
Mm.
but ish both. And then I
No, it's like 99.9% indoors.
99%. But I appreciate the effort. I tend to do the opposite. I do a lot outdoors just because
Mm.
my apartment is usually 9 times out of 10 a mess, number one.
Mhm.
And number two, I don't feel like I have an aesthetic spot to my place that
Mhm.
would make it make sense. So I shoot outdoors, and that's such a challenge in the winter. And I wanted to ask you about this too, because I'm sure as a Minnesotan, you go through this. Winter is the elephant in the room. I mean, I learned that the key to keeping consistent content on Instagram to get through the winter is just to shoot so much ahead of time. How do you navigate winter posts?
Winter is winter. I mean, I've
Right.
born and bred Minnesota, so I'm used to it, but I actually had to change my indoor spot because the light wasn't coming in and the light was just crap because
Oh.
so I actually changed it in the apartment. I don't go outside because I film my content myself. Like
Mm.
my husband not into it. Like does not want to. I mean, he would, but I also have like a food blog and he's like irritated he has to wait a minute to eat, you know? Like so he's not into it. But like for me, the idea of standing outside and being gawked at, like it's enough. I'm just not
Oh,
there. So and
yeah.
I watch like influencers get gawked at. I actually follow influencers in the wild on
Oh,
Snapchat.
it's so funny too. It is because for me,
I'm like,
it's
I don't want
especially
nothing to eat.
relatable. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna see myself on there someday when
Yeah.
I'm like downtown Mayo Clinic. I'm like right across
Yeah.
the little plumber building with my tripod. I'm like, I'm gonna end up here someday. It's gonna happen.
But I would 100% say I do that. I do
Yeah.
film, like I try to, it's hard. Like I don't know. There's some days it's like, okay, I'm into it. Like I'm just gonna quickly put like a video together because I like the outfit I'm wearing and why not.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time I have to like prep myself up. I have to make sure my hair was done that day. Like I want to make sure
Mm-hmm.
like I have outfits or enough content to film. Um,
Right.
it's not it's not quick. Like you film
No.
thing, and especially if you're trying to do transitions, and then after you film all of it, you got to edit it. And I'm a perfectionist, so it's hard for me when I see that there's an issue with like I'll
Mm-hmm.
forget to close my closet door or something,
Yeah, little things like that.
but it's like, you know what? I'm not filming it again. Like I had to remind myself this is supposed to be fun and inspiring and not a second job. So for me, I
Mm-hmm.
do sit down and I film, and especially in winter, I try to do it like on a Saturday mid-morning, like early afternoon, so the sun's the best. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that is how I combat winter. A long way around to get back to the original question is I try to do it during a time of day and during the weekend when I know I have time to like actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because winter is such it's such a like and I watch girls go and they'll like do it outside in winter and it's cold. Like, why are you doing that? Like,
No,
it is
not for
negative
me.
5 out. We don't need to be out there.
No, what? Well, I mean, it's kind of comical though because I'll be out in like September or October, our last breaths of like reasonable weather, in winter coats, just to like give the
Yeah.
illusion that oh yes, I shot this in December, but I know I didn't, and probably anybody following me knows I really didn't. But I want to make sure that I can be consistent.
Right.
It's I mean, you've done a great job at keeping consistent, working with brands to show your followers some really cool products. In doing this show, I have learned that every content creator has their own method when it comes to working with brands. So I was curious,
Mm.
what's your thoughts on that? What's your method?
I don't really, I mean, honestly, because this isn't a job, I'm not out there trying to make money or
Mm,
like, and I do have like a shop, a like to know it, and I do have an Amazon storefront. And I had someone I was helping her get set up because the beautiful part about the internet is once you become friends with people on the internet, like you're friends, like you'll ask each other questions.
right.
She'd ask me like, hey, like I'm trying to figure out mine. Can you help me? She's like, you must make a lot of money. And I'm like, no. Like I
No.
don't make like any money from it, but for me it's again your friends asking you where you buy stuff. So if there's one person that it's convenient for them for me to have this link up that I maybe get 2 cents from, sure, why not? Like
Yeah.
I'm not ranking in money for that, but for me with brands that reach out, I've turned down quite a few and that sounds like super douchey to say.
No, so what's the no for you? Like what happens when you're turning them down?
I'm going
Why?
to be honest, a lot of Amazon retailers I will turn down because they either don't have product I like. Just because I'm plus size
Oh,
doesn't mean I want to wear that. Um,
right.
just because you have a plus size line doesn't mean it's a good fit for me. The next
Got it.
thing would be size range. Like I said, because I'm an 18, I can usually do like a double XL, and a lot of brands will stop at that. And then I
Oh,
feel bad because then it's like, well, I'm sharing this and I know all these other women that we like they're, they need a larger size. So it's like not inclusive. Or you just get a lot of the janky, like, oh, can you take photos? And then they want to like use it on their Amazon storefront stuff. It's like, I'm not trying to be your free marketing for a $20 bodysuit. Like, I'm not trying to be your free
right.
model. Like, that's not for me. If it's a brand I've used, like, there's only one time as a brand that I actually already had stuff, technically two now, that I already had stuff that they reached out and immediately it was like, yes, I'm pumped about this, because you already have their stuff. But for
Oh,
me,
got it.
right now, everything I'm doing is pretty much just like a gifted collab. Like if they want to give me product, yeah, I have no problem posting about it if I like it. But if I put it on and I do not like it, I don't want to post about it anymore. I did a few campaigns with them and they asked me to do another one. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like you guys don't let me pick what I'm getting. And then I'm obligated because I agreed to your terms to put these up. And it's not something I would ever wear. And it just doesn't feel
Mhm.
authentic. And I'm a marketer by day. So like I hate the word authentic because people used it as like such a buzzword. But like legitimately, this is
Yeah.
me showing my personality on the internet. I don't want people to think that like that's me because it's not.
Old Taylor can't come to the phone right now. We're done.
Correct.
We're in a new era. We're bye bye. Like
So I don't know. Most of the time, I mean, and if they try to do it by DM, I usually direct them to my email because it's like if they're legit, I'd rather do it through email than I would.
me too, because DMs are
Yeah.
so easy to lose track of for me.
Hmm.
The thread and pulling it up and which one and what point were we at again. Email to me is more organized. I prefer to like coordinate interviews like this one over
Yeah.
email. I
And
get
it
it. I
feels more
feel that.
professional, it
Yeah.
just feels like you're more in tune, like you guys are actually having like a real conversation versus just quick DMs. I don't know. I guess that's kind of, I don't really have like a huge philosophy because I haven't been approached by like massive brands or anything. I did find that one of my posts was used on, I don't know if it was used on Express. And it was just
Oh.
like, one of their like, they show people wearing their product. And
Oh yeah.
that was like a pinch me moment. I was a little
Yeah.
bummed because I wish in that instance they would like tell you it was there. Like I
They
had
didn't
just
tag you?
told myself, no, it was on their website.
Oh, okay.
So not like so it was on there. It's like for me that was like amazing because it's like, oh my God, like I'm on Express, but Express is unfortunately one of those that like size inclusivity is not there.
Got it. Well, I appreciate you sticking with that philosophy and sticking with
Mhm.
that authenticity. And I know your followers do. Your following count continues to grow, and I love it. What is next for you? What are you looking forward to?
I don't know.
That's a perfectly good answer. That's
Honestly,
fine too.
I guess for what I'm doing, like I'm trying to be true to me. Like I got to a point where it was like you said, I had kind of a recipe of this is what I've been doing, but I'm over it. So I'm like, what
Hmm.
do I want to change up? How do I want to present myself? I want to make sure I'm trying to get more on stories and like actually talk to people in real time versus such
Oh yeah.
creative content. But and I think everyone can appreciate this and like relate to this that it's so hard. Like you're on all day at work and especially in the marketing world, I'm on social media for work. And it's like you come home
Oh,
and
you
it's like
are okay.
the last thing I want to do is be on social more.
I know.
And there's so many people that are so great at like engaging and being out there and supporting the community of the other content creators. And I love them and I try so hard to do it back, but I'm tired. Like,
Your
I
girl is
don't,
tired. Okay.
yeah, like, coming home and like doing more, it almost feels like homework, but it's not homework because you generally support and care about these
Yeah.
people. It's just like, so for me, my big things is probably try to figure out what I want to do and stop trying to. I feel like I've been churning out so much stuff that I would like to reel it back on like what I actually want to put out. Like I usually try to put a video and a static post out at the same time. But Instagram algorithm sucks now, so getting my stuff seen is real hard. So
Nobody
it's like,
makes
how do I
sense of
fix
it.
this?
Yeah. I know I've been battling back and forth with that too. Like what's actually doing better, reels or carousel posts or a static, you know, single photo by
Yeah.
itself. I don't know. I feel like that just changes all the time. So I try all three and
Mm-hmm.
then whatever happens happens. I've had to learn not to take it as seriously, even though I wanted to. Like I want to
Yeah.
be I want to be like a host of some sort, whether it's podcast, radio, or TV, something. I mean, I'm doing this for fun, but I would
Yeah.
love for it to turn into something and have this be the full time thing. But
Well, I think that's kind of what happened with me. It's like I was posting and I've, it's been about a year. And within the first month, I'm like, if I can by the end of last year, if I can get 1,000 followers, I'll be pumped. And all of a sudden it
you
was like
did
watching it grow. And I'm like, what is
right.
going on? And I'll be honest. I mean, of course, a lot of that is, creepy dudes and bots and
Oh, I hate those.
you try to monitor it, but it gets to a point where, again, I don't want to come home from my job, get on my platform, and then have to sit there. And I do block anyone. And I block quite a few people every day of just like,
Yeah,
I'm not here to put my body out there because I want this dude, to
we're
hit on
posting
me.
for the
I'm married.
girlies.
Like,
Right. We're posting for
I
the
don't need
girlies.
you.
Have a seat.
Yeah. So it's, stuff like that was crazy. But now actually seeing it, it's just like you start to get punished by the algorithm of like all these
Mm.
accounts are following you. It's like it's not my fault. I didn't do anything. Like just you guys did it. You've been posting my stuff, and I mean, sure, it's probably relatable and all that, but for me, it's like finding the community of people, similar to us that they reach out and they want to actually connect with you and actually care about what you're doing. That to me is worth it. Like when I get a nice post from someone saying like, oh my gosh, I really love that outfit, or I get a question. I had someone reach out and ask me what they should wear from the Midwest, what they should wear to
Oh
their high
yeah.
school, their 10-year high school reunion. And I'm like, I'm here for this. I'm ready.
Me
What kind of
too.
style do you like? Where is it? I'll send you links. Like that was so fun for me, like
Yeah.
personal shopping without being a personal shopper.
Right. Like I got you, Bestie. Like, I'll give you all the links. I'll give you the vibe, whatever it is you're looking for. I had a DM from somebody that was asking what they should wear to like their swearing in ceremony at their to become a citizen, an American citizen.
Oh,
They're like, I'm getting
exciting.
sworn in, and I'm like getting the official, I guess, ceremony to for what it
Yeah,
takes to be a citizen. And I'm like, you want me included in this event? Like
that's so
me?
cool.
Like I can't like that's got to be huge, a huge moment in this person's
Yeah,
life. And it made me take a step back, and I'm like, you're asking me?
I
I'm just
love
so happy that you met on Instagram, that you
it.
happen to enjoy following, or at least you
Yep,
happen to like what the way I style things,
yep,
and you want me to be involved in one of the most important moments of your life. Mind blowing.
cool. Yeah.
Mind
So
blowing.
the internet is it's a beautiful and a crazy and horrifying place all at the same time.
Ooh, and we love it. Thank you so much for spending time with me, Tara. We've learned so much. I can't wait to see more. Thank you.
Thank you.